Morbid Tales of Terror by Teutonic thrash metal band GumoManiacs. The album that was not meant to be, but became a manifest of true unity between the band and its small but ever-growing and amazing community, making the sixth studio effort of the South German three-piece metal group so much more than just another GumoManiacs record.
I thought, that's it, I'm out, I'm going to the assembly line, I'm going to the office. I'm not going to be that happy and smiling thrash metal musician anymore. The dream is broken and I will not be releasing my albums, I'm financing everything on my own, I'm my own record label because that's actually the path I choose, and I thought, it's over. I really thought it's over.
During the corona pandemic summer of 2020, many artists were at the edge of losing everything, and when GumoManiacs mastermind Daniel Gumo Reiss went on social media to tell his beloved thrash metal family that there are no means left to keep going as a band, the ultimate magic happened. Within a few weeks, the community sent enough financial means in the Your Name in the Booklet donation run to help make a seemingly lost album happen after all. Like this, Morbid Tales of Terror became a symbol of heavy metal unity during difficult times, and therefore is clearly the most meaningful record the band has ever made.
Well, I totally underestimated how much our people were really into our stuff, I'm talking to our community pretty much every day on social media or in my email blog and stuff like that. And I knew that there was a connection, but I was not sure that it was really that close, that they are really into helping each other, into making things happen and into supporting independent thrash metal music. I totally underestimated the power of our community. And they stepped up in the Your Name in the Booklet donation run big time and made this album happen. And that's also where I felt like this real connection that we have with our amazing community. That's where it really started, or where it got to another level. And I'm so glad that we could make this album for them, And this album means so much to me, and boy, oh boy, what an album that has become.
Musically, Morbid Tales of Terror takes you out for a savage ride on 11 burning bullets of intense German thrash metal. Huge, powerful riffs that have been forged on the anvil of high-class metal guitar playing lay the foundation for Gumo-ripping guitar solos that take a respectful bow to heroes like Michael Schnittner or David Mustaine, while still passionately embracing the unique rawness of Teutonic thrash insanity.
It's like mixing your own cocktail, You're in the cocktail bar and let's say your guitar playing, right? That's your cocktail, and then you put a little spice in from here, and then you see if it works to put that there. And actually, I got that from basketball. I think it was Shaquille O'Neal, not sure, but he said he wanted to have the hook shot of this person, and he wanted to be as physical as that person, and he wanted to have a post-up game like that guy, and he threw it all together. And I think. But the most important thing is your personality, And because as long as you're true to yourself, and as long as you know who you are, you can mix anything, and always something new, something unique will arise from that. So it's like taking a bow to those idols, but also forging something new out of that, you know. And yeah, that has always been a lot of fun to me.
The thunderous growl of the highly professional rhythm section, consisting of Michael Air Hoffman on drums and album producer Robert Hubie Hoffman on bass, furiously yells at you with a unique three-piece band interpretation of Gumo's deadly compositional cocktail of 80s thrash metal, classic speed metal, and new wave of British heavy metal that makes even an almost Priest and Scorpion style track like Last Man Standing sound like a Dragonaut of heaviness.
A track like Last Man Standing is somewhat autobiographical for sure, but it was not meant to be that way. You know, I was writing like this song, and yeah, of course I'm doing a lot of stuff in my life on my own. I'm alone a lot, you know. I like to go out in the town, for example, on my own, you know. That's just me, you know. It's what I like. And no matter what others say, or no matter what others believe is true, I will always follow my path. And that sounds very romantic and very nice, but sometimes it's a struggle, you know, because if you follow a path that is not like really super accepted by society, then you also get a lot of yeah, maybe BS, and a lot of maybe even hatred and jealousy, and because you're doing those things, you know. And maybe if you listen to the lyrics of Last Man Standing, maybe I was expressing that subconsciously somehow, you know. But it's also for a greater cause. For example, we came to die for a greater cause with all the live stream. We tried to keep things going. Then the Legions of Death, standing together with your community. I mean, those messages were always there, but with the events that happened, you know, with forging or with getting closer to our community, it somehow felt like it all became very, very real at that point, you know. I don't know if I'm making any sense here, but it's like writing autobiographical stuff subconsciously all your life. And now is the Great Awakening, where I'm realizing what I'm telling you in my songs, you know. And that was a really weird revelation, but I embrace it all, because that adds even more meaning to the songs. Because another thing is really important to me. I'm going very, very personal many times on social media, telling my community really, really personal stuff, because I just want them to know who they are dealing with, you know. That's just my way of showing respect. If I ever ask someone, you wanna spend your money on my music, you know, I want you to know who you're dealing with. That's just me. That's just how I feel it is supposed to be.
Daniel Gumo Reiss, the raspy voice of independent German thrash metal, is back from his vault of meditation to inspire and tell stories that go from almost spiritual spheres on atmospheric tracks like The Architect, or for a greater cause, to reinterpretations of world-famous tales like the 1982 movie Conan the Barbarian, which the high-speed track of Warlords and Vengeance is based on.
When it came to the cover art, it was pretty much clear immediately who would have to draw this cover art.
At least once in a lifetime, any true German thrash metal band needs to have a cover artwork by the one and only, the legendary Andreas Marschall, who is world famous for his work like bands like Sodom, Kreator, Gravedigger, Blind Guardian, and many more. The title track Morbid Tales of Terror, which is based on one of the most famous and powerful spiritual teachings of our time, called The Power of Now, by Eckhart Tolle, laid a great foundation for creating another classic, Marschall Manifest.
If you look at what Marschall has done over the years, he has done a lot of German thrash metal, but he also had many times this kind of spiritual elements to his cover artworks, and that resonated with me even more, you know, because I'm a kind of spiritual guy, if that makes any sense. You know, I meditate a lot, I'm searching a lot for myself, and finding out who I am, and that's also in the lyrics, and it's especially the title track, Morbid Tales of Terror, that suited perfectly for a Marschall cover. It's almost like writing a song that can work perfectly with a Marschall cover, you know. It did not happen that way, but that was another of those very weird and magic puzzle pieces that came together finally, you know, and that's I'm super glad that he did it. And in the first place I thought it would have been more dark and sinister, but the more I kept watching at this cover, the more I love it, and I'm even thinking about getting a tattoo of it one day, who knows, not making any promises, you know, but yeah. And the fact that Marschall is drawing a cover art to one of my lyrics in one of my songs, for me being the Kreator and Sodom fanboy that I always was, you know, that's of course, that's another childhood dream coming true.
We are the ones that have been touched by the hand of God, but there's no heavenly applause. Not for the fame, not for them to know our name. We came to die for a greater cause. Man of this earth, unaware of our fight, planting seeds into the dreams throughout the night. An angel of hope, putting stars into a ray. Listen closely, and you might hear pain.
I always said I don't want to make final assumptions, but I think this is at least one of our top 3 albums. Ask me again 5 years from now. I think it's the best we've done so far. And even if it isn't, it's just so meaningful with all that happened during that summer that it will always be a very, very special one. So thank you to anyone who helped make this album happen. I really appreciate you. I'm glad to have you in my life, and I hope you will enjoy this album as much as I do.